Have the ability to create in your mind.
Previously on the Acting Challenge reality TV show, the cast had the pleasure of exploring the intersection of fashion and show business. Housemates have to sketch hints about an item and have their teammates guess the item they are talking about. Stay tuned to watch the cast mimic their favorite celebrities. Stay tuned to watch the cast narrate the movie or actor that inspired them to become actors.
We were selected as scriptwriters on a script for the director for a long film that's supposed to come out pretty soon.
Welcome back to the Acting Challenge reality TV show. The House of Theatre cast started the day with the House of Theatre Director's Report.
From the script lecture, I learned the key points to writing your script, and it's not necessarily for you to have a full story. Whatever comes to your head, you put it down, then with time you couple everything together.
From the script instructor that came the last time, I learned about writing your script. You have to first of all draft down your plots, your synopsis before going down to the script fully, so you won't have to forget your story when writing down the scenes.
The script instructor that came in, I learned that in order to keep your audience anticipating to see the end of the movie, you need to start first with an action that will keep them waiting. That's the only way you probably have them watch it to the end. But starting it from probably the end or the beginning, like from a boring part, they probably just switch the TV off.
In script writing, you should be able to hit the why factor in the first 2 minutes of scripting, because that is what keeps your audience going. They must be able to ask, why did this happen, or why did this not happen?
I learned about when writing a dialogue in a script, how to make sure that the story is very catchy, is interesting and catchy.
I learned that when writing your script, your story, you should be conscious of conflict in your story, because conflict is one of the good events that you would want to infuse in your story.
I learned from the scriptwriter who came to teach us that as a scriptwriter, you own that particular film in terms of story. And also, as a scriptwriter, you must be a perfect holy liar so that you can know how to construct fictionary story.
What we're going to be doing from now is we're going to run an audition. We're going to read script. Now you don't have your copy. We're supposed to do script reading. After script reading, we break down the script. When we break down the script, we audition and we rehearse. And if we have the time, we're supposed to film it as well. Sometimes you find out scripts, just like what Kingsley said now. That's a very key point. The day I was giving you the story, you're supposed to do a plot. One of the major reasons why you need that plot, so that your film cannot go back and forth. Your film will not just be a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, you don't know where you're going. I mean, you should have seen some films like that. Most oftentimes series. They'll go up, they'll go down, you find out that the story has no ending, they don't know how to end the script. That's because there is no plot. Even if you're going to write 100 episodes, you should have your plot right. Once you have your plot right, the story will flow very nice and slow, and it will be nice or fast as you want, and then very well. So now, first and foremost, I've gone through the script. Who wrote the script?
Myself, Alera, and Nonso.
So what was the altercation for between you and Alera, I guess? Was it Alera I saw there?
Yes, sir. It was me and it was myself and Alera.
Yeah, so what brought the altercation?
Okay, we started the script together the night of the last eviction, and because he had some punishment, he had work to do. So we came up with scene 1 to scene 3 together, we discussed that together. So when he came back the next day, that was towards the evening, he saw that I had furthered on to scene, I was in scene 10 by that time, and he was quite pissed because he wasn't part of from scene 3 down. But I made him understand. I said we were meant to submit this in the nick of time, and we were working to be time conscious, so I just wanted to progress ahead. But then I was going to give it to Nonso and himself to proofread and come up with any corrections whatsoever. So he was quite pissed, and he said, I like to take the glory of scripting and all that and all that. And I said, sincerely, I was just doing this from a place of being nice to the team, so to ensure that we don't, because the responsibility falls on our head and everything. So that was what ensued the arguments between myself and Alera.
Alera, is that correct?
Actually, we had an agreement on the 9th because I know my punishment was just for a day, and the next day I wasn't having any punishment. So myself, Noso, and Springboard started up, and then I gave a couple of ideas. We started writing the script, and we agreed to stop at 3 while he was going to be creating the dialogue. So when it stops at scene 3, we can continue the next morning. So the next morning comes, and I observe him writing, and I see that he hasn't made any move to say, okay guys, come on, this is what the idea I brought and all. And I left him because it's not the first time I'm noticing that nature, even before Pino left and all. I just kept watching him and watching him, and then when I came, I told him, okay, how far are we going? He had reached scene 10. I'm like, really, you didn't even tell me. Like, no, I'm doing it because we're under punishment. I'm like, it was yesterday, not today. I'm not under any punishment. You should have called me to tell me you went this far. Well, I just told him that, fine, you can go on with the script, but what you did was wrong. It's teamwork. The moment you're doing it alone, it's no more a teamwork. That will happen.
Wherever we find ourselves, it must be teamwork, especially script. And the interesting thing about team is that the glory still comes to everybody.
Exactly.
It's possible there are certain things somebody has remembered and has brought in an idea for the person that is not with you. First, I'm not happy there is no female amongst the team that is writing. Because as a female, you cannot write the emotions of a woman better than a woman.
Dar, Silver Green, Luxury Hotel. Are you looking for the best hospitality in Abuja? What are you waiting for? The Silver Green Luxury Hotel presents a home with perfect comfort when you're far away from home. Our luxury bedrooms, swimming pools, the Silver Green Luxury Hotel, comfort at its peak. If you're looking for a place to do your designs and printing projects, OC Flex Business Concept Limited. We specialize in logo designs, flyers, artwork, stickers, business cards, frame, flex banner, and general printing. For more information, please visit us at Suite D42, Mug Mall, Area 10, opposite UTC, Gariki, Abuja, or give us a call on 080-3731-7517 or 0809-426-0908. OC Flex Business Concept Limited, a holistic general printing and branding cafe.
The cast paired in twos for a business proposal task, proudly sponsored by Caris Africana. Very quickly before we begin, feel free to make use of the board behind you in your presentation.
We're here to talk about our business plan, and first to tell you guys our name. Our brand name is Alechon's Wears, and we also have a signature which is glow in the dark. So we'll first talk about the strategy about this. As an upcoming business personnel, we don't need more than 2 brand models to start with. We just need a male and a female. So then the outfits to be produced by Alechon's Wears, we have the package shirts for the male and the female. We have pound trouser for the male, also and for the female. Skirts for the female, Ankara for both male and female. We also have the soft control, which is the senator here, which is for the male and this one for the male and for the female. So all this, we have just 250,000 to accomplish all this. Both the branding, the promotion, the merchandising, and everything. So first start with fabric sourcing. In fabric sourcing, the size of your model comes into consideration. An actual size of a model, costume or outfit will not take more than 5 yards maximum due to the total money given to us for the business. We'll pick 2 outfits each for the model: a resource control, a shirt, a resource control which is the senator wear, shirt, that's for the male. For the female, an Ankara, which will give us a 2-piece, and then a gown. And then the extras for the guys, we have the pants, the trouser, and shorts, which for the extras for the female, we have the skirts and the top.
Okay, so I'd like to explain that part so you understand perfectly. So when you're starting up a fashion business, it's very risky to have to invest a lot into it just so you know the outcome of the people out there. So by choosing just like the senator wears, you probably just have a male. The male, in order to promote your brand to go further, you probably need someone like a pastor, a general overseer of a church. Perhaps you actually give him an outfit to wear and tell him, in case you're asked, please just refer them to us. I think you started growing your brand. That's where the promotion comes in.
We are here to discuss our business plan by Malish Beauty and Kingsley. Our brand name is Mali Cotton. We want to start with the illustration. First thing we did is to get a brand name which is known as Mali Cotton. And being that we have 250,000 naira, we choose to make ready-to-wear clothes for female because most women like it simple and unique these days. Something they can wear to any function, be it seminar, be it church, be it office. So we decide to go into it, and that is in today's fashion is the new oil mill in the internet. So we decided to venture into it, and it's easy to make. It doesn't require much stress. It's very easy to make and it gives money. So we choose ready-to-wear clothes for female. Example, like what I'm wearing. It's so simple to me, but you can wear it to any function. Then, we can't rent a shop because our fund is very small. So we decided to make a space in our room. We bought a paint. We mapped out money for the painting and the cost, which will cost us 10,000 naira to paint a particular place where we can place our mannequin. After sewing, you can place it there, then take our pictures. We'll buy a steel hanger of 10 pieces, which will cost 5,000 naira. That is 500 naira for each, and we are buying 10 pieces, which will cost 5,000 naira. Then we're making a wooden shelf, something similar like this, but in a smaller, because of our fund, where we can place our clothes, the ones we can hang, or the material we are here to make, we can fold them neatly and place them there, and it will cost us 30,000 naira.
All right, hello sir. All right, my name is Kingsley. All right, after all of this, we are also privileged to be a costumier on a movie project called Political Club. So we were to costume 4 characters in that movie. So the 4 characters are a wealthy politician, a daughter of a wealthy politician, a spoiled high school girl, and an intelligent local boy. So we broke down the scene so that it will be fitted to our costume that we are going to costume them with. The situation here, which is scene 1, is we see a wealthy politician going for an official meeting with his party members. So the costume that we made for him is senator dress. We happen to make a senator dress, and the material that we used is cost 30,000 naira.
This is a business plan proposal for Nona Elegant Designs. So our brand name is Nona, N-O-N-A, Elegant Designs.
In the course of this presentation, when we're done, the business plan will be given to you. So we have our table of contents, we have our introduction, the concept of fashion design, market analysis, branding, production and merchandise, gap in the market, forecast and funding. Now for our introduction, fashion is basically the way of life. It's the sector that stands out among other sectors because everybody wants or needs to look good. And as the saying goes, dress the way you want to be addressed. So because we as humans, we need to wear clothes, the market and the target customers is a very broad one.
So that takes us to the concept of fashion design. The concept of fashion design simply means that you, as a fashion designer, you need to understand how much you need, who and what you need to have in your group, which takes us down to the term illustration in fashion design. Now, in fashion designing, illustration simply means conceiving what you want to design, then after which you give it to the people who will bring this illustration to life. In Nona Elegant Designs, we have a professional hyper-realistic pencil artist who illustrate our design, so we basically do not have to pay someone to illustrate for us. So I do the illustration, and as a startup business owner, I don't need much. All I need is just a set of massets, 2, and then my sketchbook, and with that I would be able to design, illustrate any design that I want to, and then take it to the tailors to do the finishing. So, sorry, and as time goes on, we would have to improve with our illustration, and by so doing, we will have to get a computer and then make use of CorelDRAW and other design softwares rather than just our pencil and our sketchbook. Thank you.
For the market analysis, like I said earlier, the fashion market is a very broad sector. So we at Nona Elegant Designs, we are very particular about the content and the customers that we want. We know what we have to offer and we know who we want to offer it to. And our target clients are those in the film industry. We are focused on making customer and costumes that can be used in film production. Okay. In the film industry, we are focused on making costumes that can be used in the film industry. For the gap in the market, there are quite a lot of other competitors in the sector, but we have come up with ways that can make us at Nona Elegant Design stand out among our competition, and one of which happens to be integrity. Now we at Nona Elegant Design, our watchword is integrity. We give our customers good quality products, what they want and exactly when they need it.
We came up with this brand name, M&E Fashion Hub, and this is just a plan. I would love to point this out. This is just a plan on fashion, and well, this business was built on the basics of giving people the choice of what they wear, how they want it done, their preferred choice of color and fabric texture. Apparently, M&E Fashion Hub opened a partnership forum where we allow people to be a part of our vision. And this vision actually is an idea of spreading good fashion sense and a sense of belonging in the fashion world, because apparently a lot of people just see fashion as picking up whatever attire they feel like to, and then they put it on and feel that is fashion. But exclusively, fashion has to do with the taste, the fabric, the signature, the color, and the manner at which you express yourself when you put on a certain brand. For the sake of everything that there is, I wouldn't be mentioning some brand names because I have some in mind, but I wouldn't. We have a couple of subtexts we'd love to look into, and as a matter of fact, I would love each and every one of us to pay close attention to this. Now, we as a brand, M&E Fashion Hub, went out with all we have into fabric sourcing. And as a matter of fact, we take responsibility for providing our partners fabrics burnt out from the originality of cotton in 100% fabric texture, durable and comfortable. Now, a lot of things are embedded in fashion. There are a lot of people we see, they wear a particular kind of fashion, but they are not comfortable in it because that fashion sense does not sit well with them. Take a good look at me. Do I sound like I'm not comfortable in what I'm wearing? But then, let's proceed to what we have. We derive joy in providing ourselves, and we derive joy in priding ourselves to say that we get the best of materials from the very best in the business. So we also went further to get a contract and a tax to costume a couple of set of people. My beautiful wife here is going to be giving us a breakdown of what it should take or what it should cost. Then I'll be doing a memorandum of the entire budget. Please proceed.
Thank you, Damian.
You're welcome.
All right, so the M&E Fashion Hub have been opportune to costume a short film of just 3 scenes. So we have our 4 lead characters, which is a wealthy politician, a daughter of a politician, a spoiled high school girl, and an intelligent local boy. So I'm just going to be giving us the costume breakdown. Okay, so scene 1 for the wealthy politician. It's going to be an exclusive meeting. The scenario is an exclusive meeting. So we're going to be costuming the politician with a presidential agbada, which cost us both the material, the production, and all of that. It cost us 150,000 for our politician. Moving forward, for the politician's daughter, which happens to be his PA, we costumed her with a corporate shirt and a palazzo trouser, just like something I'm wearing, and getting materials, sewing, and all of that. It cost us 50,000 naira. For a spoiled high school girl, this is a beach scene. She's wearing a skimpy skirt and a top. We're costuming her on a skimpy skirt and a top because we don't want to go with the normal tradition of going to the beach, having to wear all these long free gowns with the beach hats and all of that. So we wanted something unique and different from the normal tradition people are doing. So we costumed her with 10,000 naira, and also the last one for scene 1, which is the intelligent local boy. He's just in a school environment, and we costume him with a polo shirt and a jean trouser, which cost us 10,000 naira. The total of scene 1 is 220,000. Sorry, I forgot to mention our budget for this costuming is 500,000.
That's nice.
So the brand name is TN Kids, and of course our brand identity is known for making the best baby comfortable cotton, wool and silk wears. And our vision is to put a smile on your baby's face through warmth, comfortability, and intimacy. TN Kids is a unisex brand, which means we have both the male and the female wears. Then our brand marketing, we market our brands through online platforms, social media handles like IG, Facebook, and then we also have, we partner with a store, a very prominent store in Lagos, Maryland to be precise. It's called Baby Next Door. Our target audience are the babies. Our target market are moms, dads, parents, individuals, daycare, and hospital. Our brand color is baby pink and sky blue. The baby pink represents the early daycare and the sky blue represents brighter future. So going straight to the business proposal, can I use the board? Okay. So this is our baby fashion business proposal. Baby fashion business. Alright, so first off, we went to the illustrator to get our design straight and know what we want to do for the baby brand. And my friend is a stylist, so I spoke to her about doing baby wear designs, and it was done on family and friend basis for 20,000 naira. She did 10 baby wear designs, family and friend basis. She did it for 10,000 naira, and she did 10 wears. We went ahead to do the fabric sourcing. We went to the markets and the transportation for the market. We went to Lagos market because we understand that the materials are cheap at Lagos market. So we went to Lagos market, and our transportation we spent 4,000 naira. We actually spent 2,000 naira going, and then we spent 2,000 naira coming based on, because it was a drop bus. So then again we went to the market and we were able to price for cotton wears, and we found out that each yard for a cotton wear is 1,500, because like they say in the market is unique. Cotton wear is unique in the market. So we did that for 1,500. We got 50 yards of cotton for 75,000 naira. So 5,000 naira. Then again, because we did in wool, we decided to do wool, and because for each stock of wool was 500 naira. Stock of wool was 500 naira, and then we had 100 packs of wool at 500 naira, which is 50,000 naira. Not to forget, we have a budget of 250,000 for this business purpose.
You can't control the past, but you can control where you go next. At Sledge Automobile Nigeria, we specialize in selling new and used cars at the best and most affordable price you could ever get. Sledge Autos, don't dream it, drive it. Drive your dreams. Owning a home is the keystone of wealth. Do you want to buy a property in the most sought-after neighborhood in Abuja? Tinach Homes Limited got you covered. We sell affordable luxury homes at its peak with the best environment, house fittings, and maximum security. For more information, please visit us at Suite 304 Ama Plaza, Plot 308 Amadu Bello Way, Cadastral Zone, BO9 Kado Abuja, or call us on 080-642-74621 or 0817-269-0000. Tinach Homes Limited, affordable and luxury. To care for those who once cared for us is one of the highest honors. The simple act of caring is heroic. The more loving we can be, the more powerful we become. At Emerald Elderly Care and Development Foundation, we open the pathway to greater heights by caring for the elderly, ensuring they are all well taken care of. Emerald Elderly Care and Development Foundation. Hearts and hands together, making a difference.
Today, the cast will be debating an issue that has sparked passionate arguments.
Good day, judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and the audience. My name is Ivy Naomi and I'm living in the house. And I'm here to support the motion that asks, is there a gender bias that favors the male filmmakers and actors over their female counterparts? Now, first off, a man puts in effort, skills, and talent in whatever he does. And when it comes to the movie industry, the entertainment industry, he's solely picked based on what he can offer most of the time. I said most of the time, not all the time. Which means in most cases, when a man is selected to partake in a particular role, it's based off what he can do. Unlike women that are always sexualized, asked to sleep with producers and directors for roles. And in most cases, in recent times, women now even offer themselves to the producers to say, take, sleep with me and give me this role. In respect to whatever my opponent is going to say, I would like to ask how, why, and if this whole scenario shows that the women are more favored and not the men. Thank you.
All right, standing on existing protocol, my name is Mansour Okoro and I'm also in the house. I'm here to oppose the motion that says that the industry favors the male actors than the female actors. You know, I was listening to my opponent saying some things which I will counter as I speak. But let me take you back to the olden time when there was this movement about gender equality. But believe me, till today, I can still, or we all can attest to the fact that even till this moment, there has never been a balance between the female and the male in general. So if this can happen in general, then what about the film industry? Take for instance, a female stand on the main road and is stopping a big car. To say, car will stop carry on. But make guy can't stand, they stop car, Jay will do that till night. So you can imagine, they are naturally favored. Now let's take it back to the industry. My colleague here just said that the girl will willingly offer herself. And my question is, if you know that this girl will willingly offer herself to be casted, why are you now defending? Okay, imagine that you willingly offer yourself as a female and I came as a male, I didn't do anything. Do you think they are going to pick me as a male than the lady that offered herself? Now, in this modern age, the movie industry is evolving. You see now, what the ladies do majorly is enlarging their boobs and their ass. Why? For marketing purpose. Guys are being moved by what they see. Lots of human beings are being moved by what they see, but some are just being moved by what they hear, especially the female. So you can tell me that if I see that this person will be good with her physics in my movie, I should come and cast one model that is langa and six, but I don't understand. Let me take myself for instance. I paid transport from Port Harcourt to Lagos to be casted for a role. And when I got there, they told me that the role that what the scriptwriter wrote as male has been changed to female. Why? Because they needed a beautiful woman. But at the same time, I can't be asking myself, say, for me, I know fine as guy. But they knew what they saw. It's not about being beautiful, those packaging, those Mendes. So at this point, I would please advise my opponent. And you see, there's no need for you to just come out here and embarrass yourself. Just come and stand and say, I can come with the guys. At this point, the guys will win it because it is clearer to the blind, even more audible to the ear, and even easy for the dumb to say, which means the female actors are more favored in the film industry. Thank you.
Good day, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, and my co-debater. My name is Chidima Eberechukwu Nwobu, known as Marlish Beauty in the house. I am here to propose the motion which says that is there gender bias that favors male filmmakers than their female counterparts? My answer is yes. First, we all know that in the society, men are the head, while women are the tail. Yes. They pass authority, not like you don't even suggest. They say it the way they want it to be, and you must adhere to it. 2, females in the industry are limited to some certain roles. There are some certain roles they cannot act. Why? Because of future, so that it won't affect their image or affect them in getting married and settling down. 2, in the industry, we have a lot of single ladies than married men, married guys. My opponents, they will agree to this. Know the reason? Some of the female actors, they act some certain roles and people see them as what they act, not knowing or not forgetting that it's just an act. They are trying to pass a message, but they see them, they tag them with that particular role they play, which affects them in settling down. So men see them like maybe in a role, a female actor acts like maybe a wicked wife, or her nude or something was exposed, not minding that it's just an act. She's trying to be in someone's character to feel what people feel and to portray a message, but they use that to tag her. It affects her. Even sometimes the man approaches them, but the family of the man also will be like, no, she won't stay in marriage, she has this character and all that, but that's not their real self. So it affects them a lot in settling down, in getting married. But men can act anything. A man can even be naked and act whatsoever and still marry the most beautiful girl in the society. Nobody dare questions him. Okay, like in terms of the married actors, female actors, they can't get back home at any time. There are some roles they won't act. It will affect them with their husband. They will have issues. But the man can act and he can even come back as late as anytime he wants. And the wife cannot question him. Even if she questions, if he like, he can answer. If not, he will not answer, and that ends it there. No? So with these 2 points of mine, I hope that I've been able to convince you that it favors male in the film industry than female. Thank you.
Good day, panel of judges, the co-debaters, all protocols to be observed. My name is Rafa Promise, and I'm a piece in the house. I'm here to oppose the motion or the statement which says, is there a gender bias that favors the male more than the female counterparts? First of all, it will be biased to say that gender favors the male more than the female. I'll start by saying, because I overheard my opponent said women are sexually harassed for roles. It will only be counterintuitive to say that women are sexually harassed, meanwhile they offer themselves to be used. First of all, in the industry there is, or in the nation or the society, there's a natural phenomenon that always says ladies first, and that also applies to the industry, in quotes. It is quite unfortunate that the industry has been so polluted that male actors no longer have relevance when it has to do with a choice of role, because the females think they can just come in, roll their bodies around directors and producers and get the role. Okay, I'll cite an example from one of the teachers who came in a couple of weeks ago, and she clearly stated that men ought to give over 1,000 more reasons and 1,000 more energy to whatever is given to them as an actor, unlike ladies who could just come in and scratch the head of directors and get the role. It is also unfortunate that women has now relaxed and they no longer struggle for roles because they feel that the gender equality allows them to take major roles. Furthermore, my opponent here clearly stated that men are the head of the family. Of course, who don't agree with that? But it is also unfortunate that even women who take lead roles in movies now have to carry themselves as men. That's not because they want to become men, but because they now measure themselves as equals with men. Because why? They feel like they get the role easier than the men. It is also unfortunate that when an audition is called for, women always get the role better and faster than the male actor. Why? Because of what they possess and what they carry. It has also lingered to the society that women now do body enhancements, facial enhancements, and beautify themselves because they know that men are moved by what they see. It is also unfortunate that women have also circumcised their hearts, that there is no need to better their skills anymore because they feel they will get the role and do better when it gets the role. Okay, citing an example from one of the shots we did, or one of the movies we did, it clearly shows or clearly states that women now possess the nature of men when it has to do with acting, but present themselves as women just to get lead roles. I do hope with the points of mine, I've been able to convince you all that the society and the industry favors women.
Is there a gender bias favoring the male filmmakers and actors over their female counterparts? While I was seated there listening to my opponent when he was giving his speech, I guess he doesn't understand the question. Anyway, thank you for the points you gave to us.
Exactly.
It was really appreciative. So, first of all, I would say it's easier for a male to go into filmmaking and being an actor than a female. I will explain this. I will explain this using myself. When I told my parents that I wanted to be an actor, the first thing they said was, this industry that has to do with sleeping around, why do you have to choose that as a career or as a profession? If I were to be a male, that go to my parents and tell them I want to be an actor, they will not go straight to sexualizing it. They'll be like, there are other things you can do now. You want to act. Why do you want to act? But because I'm a female, the first thing they came to their mind was to sexualize it. So it's easier for a male to choose that as a career and as a profession. And there's something you said about, my opponent said about men are moved by what they see. It's not all men, no. Maybe your kind of men, the one that are supporting this one, maybe your kind are moved by what you see. Why will you make emphasis on boobs and ass? Like, who does that? Why are you sexualizing everything? Can't a woman just merit a position or merit a role or whatever without you categorizing the way she looks or her body? True, looks has a part to play in the movie, maybe complexion or so. But why are you so interested in the boobs and the ass? Men are moved by what you see. It's not all men, please. Clear that from your head. It's not all men. So I'll rest my case here. And I hope you are convinced that the industry favors the male than the female. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, the panel of judges, Akiri Timekeeper, my co-debater, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kingsley Yoro, still standing on the existing protocol. I'm here to oppose a motion which states that is there any, or which asks, is there any bias? Is there any gender, let me use this way. The industry favors the male actors than the female actors. I would like to say this. I would like to start by saying that statistically, in the A-list actors, female actors appear to be more than the male actors. What does that tell you? I would like my opponent to answer that. By continuing, I would say that female actors are more appealing and attractive to in the industry and even to the viewers' audience, to be precise, than the male actors, because they tend to receive more gifts like cars, houses, and the birthday presents and all of that. While it is few male actors who are receiving that. What does that also say? It tells you that female actors are more favored than the male actors. And if you want to check in the actual sense, men are actually more gifter, while women are actually more receivers. What does that also tell you, my opponent?
And women are tend to start complaining or saying, I'm tired, I'm hungry. So I said, when it comes to the industry, men are more favorable, especially when it comes to the technical department, because they have more energy to do things. And I would say my opponent said something about anyways, I will say with this viewpoint of mine, I'm going to convince you, I'm going to convince you that men are more favorable in the industry, especially with the technical department and other. Thank you.
Alright guys, good day my great time people, co-debaters and my listening audience. I go by the name you already know, Aliron, and I'm here to oppose the notion we say that there's a gender bias in the movie industry that favors the male more than the female. First, I'd like to counter what she said. When you're talking about the technical unit, I can boldly tell you that once a woman knows how to do this, the male are out of business immediately. That's how the industry works. I feel that the woman is doing something spectacular, so they actually want to see more of that. So you're getting that wrong in that point. So I'll go next to talking about social media. It's easy for women to grow into 2, 3, 5, 10 million followers by just showing their nudes or probably boobs and all those short dresses. And this makes producers in general, find interest more in them than male, because they need people to promote their projects. So I feel like that's a very major point, because the women take that as an advantage over the males. And I'm going to also talk about the filmmaking. Well, filmmakers, basically we have the males and the female, but the male are restricted more than the female because you need finance to actually push a movie. And I feel a woman walking into an office, even the president's office, looking all beautiful and like, sir, I have a proposal for you, blah, blah, blah. The president is probably giving her $100 million to go with a movie, but for the male, they look at you up and down like, who is this lazy man that cannot work hard for his money? And the last point I'm going to give you now is, how much can you bring to the table? Now, in the recent time, in the music movie production, producers need people who can finance the project. And to be honest, male hardly have the finance because we do not know where to go to or who to ask for finance. But that's where the female comes in, because I think they have all the numbers of all the politicians in Nigeria. And once they put a call through, green, sir, they said, if we bring 20 people that can bring 20 million into this movie, we'll play the lead role. At the moment they hear that, I think she's getting the legal solid over the male. So with these few points of mine, I hope I'm able to convince you and not just confuse you that
I'm here to support the motion that says the industry favors the male over their female counterparts. So first of all, I'll give 2 instances for myself. I was once asked the question what I want to do or become rather in the future, and I said I want to be an actor. So the person said, no, I mean the good job. So first, they don't consider acting for women as a good job. And on the other hand, my BF once said, babe, if you ever play a role and kissing a flag, it's going to be over. And now, this same person is an artist, but he's okay with making a video and having big scenes around and doing all of that. He's okay with that, right? So my point here is, it's not a real job for a woman to be an actor and having to play other roles. And also the society sees it as being an actor as a woman. She won't be able to take care of her family or train up her kids. And also, I heard most of my opponents sexualizing the female in the industry. Now, let me clear the atmosphere. Can I ask you guys a question? Now, how do Millie look? How does she look?
Looks good.
I look good, right? Thank you. So, body enhancements, liposucking or whatsoever the woman can do in the industry is not for the male gaze. Most women do it for fashion. So what do they say? Looking good is a good business, right?
business.
It's for fashion, number one. And most people do it for self-confidence, to boost their self-confidence. It's not for the male gaze. So please, you guys, clear that thinking in your head. So with these few points of mine, I hope you've been able to convince that it favors the male actors than the female.
Alright, thank you so much. Good day, my judges. Good day, my distinguished housemates and my name is Manuola Akela, and I'm straight out of the house. I am here to oppose the motion, support the motion that says male, oppose the motion that says male filmmakers have more chance than the females. Alright, first off, I would like to say that the world we live in is a female world. The world is actually ruled by women. And I say this because in instances, time and time again, we've seen situations whereby even in the military, when there's a state of emergency, women and children are first given priority to, because we understand that the men have to fight for survival. Again, I would like to make my female counterparts understand that this industry is called showbiz. And what that means is that people like to see. And if you're not giving them a show, then you are not deemed fit to be in the industry. And where's the show? The show is with the females. We can count Nollywood's finest actors, male, on our hands, on our fingertips. But you cannot count the females on your fingertips. Why? Because it's a trend being set. Secondly, another thing I would like to state is that it is rather so unfortunate that the industry has come to this where women get things without merit. They get it just because they want to get it. Because they understand that when they show up, they get things. It is of a truth that women are being in auditions where I see how the female people dress to come for an audition. And I'm mistaking it, are you coming to a strip club? But let me tell you something, it's about perception. There's a saying that the way you dress is the way you'll be addressed. They understand the system. These things have been since time past. You cannot fight what has been. The industry has given open hands to this, and it's so unfortunate that the younger generation comes up with this mindset. Now, you can only speak for yourself and say that men are sexualizing you because you have come to such a place as the Acting Challenge reality show. You have been enlightened, you understand what is happening. But people out there don't understand. And the debate is solely on everybody, not just us here. last thing I would like to say is that it is sad to see some people call themselves actors, because I, for a person, think that the job of an actor or a filmmaker has so much dignity in it. But people place it on their bios, actor this, actor that, but there's nothing to show for it. When you check the log of their page, all you see are pictures of dresses, fashion and everything. Because they understand that when producers come and see that you're an influencer, you have followers, you look nice, you look good, you know how to dress, you get the role. But that's not what acting is about. And lastly, I would like to say a lot of my housemates, especially my female housemates, have said that men are not moved by what they see. But of recent, since we got into the house, they have been snatching their waist. Also, they will snatch our jobs through that way. Through that way, they will snatch our jobs. And she said they do it to look good, they do it for confidence and everything. But like I would say again, the movie industry is showbiz. You do not just look good for yourself, you look good for the camera.